All right, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh Shai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh Shai, Call Allah La Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakudash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling on the scriptures, and salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And this is just gonna be a quick one. All right, since we have this understanding of the scriptures, we have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. It actually helps us, you see, in this be around these wicked people, man, because the Lord gave us the wisdom and knowledge, all right, and the mysteries on how to maneuver amongst these people. And when you do it the right way, the Lord will show you, all right, that you're pleasing Him by putting your enemies and making everyone that is wicked be at peace with you, because everybody that's outside of the truth is, ultimately an enemy of the cross, enemy of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But the Lord will show you, all right, if you're walking in wisdom amongst these people, He'll show you that He's with you by either allowing them to do good for you, allowing them to be at peace with you ultimately. Why? Because the wisdom that you have when you walk amongst these people is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, so that it really helps you, All right, this is Colossians chapter 4, verse 3. It says, with all praying also for us, that the Most High would open unto us a door of utterance, which we've been allowed to walk through. That door, man. The door of understanding, the door of getting all this wisdom and knowledge and actually studying it and actually using it, to the best of our ability. We've been given that door and that window, man. It says to speak the mystery of Hamashiach, and that's what we're doing. We're speaking that mystery through the door, man. We've been given an opening. All right, the Lord threw us forth as a vibration, but He also threw us forth to keep and maintain our wisdom amongst these people. All right, sometimes, a lot of these times, these people are going to vex you because they're not too smart. They think they know everything, because they have the spirit of the world on them. They have that spirit of lust and envy and strife and anger. They don't have that spirit of peace that the scriptures brings you when you have the full understanding, man. Although your flesh is gonna freak out at times, you're gonna get mad, but ultimately when you're in this truth and you understand this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it's really a peace, man. That's why the scripture says, if you're roughly paraphrasing, if you're a hard labor, come rest with us. If you're tired of not understanding why our people are at the bottom, come rest with us. This is the truth. So it gives you a sense of peace if you correctly use the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord gave you, because He gives you all the directions. Okay, Colossians 4:4 says that I may make it manifest as I ought to speak. And here's the point, verse 5, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. So we're supposed to be walking in wisdom amongst these people, because these people don't know anything. A lot of these people don't know they're about to go straight into destruction and oblivion, man. Okay, there's going to be all sorts of times when you have to use this wisdom, being around these people, talking to these people, so you don't seem like a outcast when you're at work. And that can stop you from opportunities that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will open up for you through these other people. If you're being too timid, you're supposed to just walk in wisdom amongst these people. Like when you talk to them, just answer full accordance to His folly. Okay? Whatever they're talking about, you talk about. And then whether you want to change the subject, that's in your spirit, and you control the conversation. Because why? Because you're walking in wisdom. So they're automatically going to listen to your wisdom, because it's from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and it's going to top any other type of wisdom. You see, it says walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. Why are we redeeming the time? Because the days are going to become evil, and these people don't have the truth. So these people are gonna start flipping out and bugging out. But what's gonna happen when you walk in wisdom? They're gonna wanna be around you and try to see what you think about what's going on in the world. Because you have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You have the wisdom and understanding to understand the times. You see? And when you do this, the Lord opens up all types of opportunities for you. And you'll see that he'll be with you by the things and what he does and spirits that he puts on people to do good things for you, man. You see? Colossians 4:6, it says, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. So when you're around these people, you already know through the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures how you should answer every man. Oh, here come a nigga. You talk to him like he a nigga. You talk to him about this worldly shit. Y'all, here comes an Edomite. You talk to him, and that's the fun part, talking to these Edomite, because you're already smarter than them through this wisdom, man. And then they'll just stand back astounded, try to be around you, do stuff for you. And that's the Lord putting the spirit on these people to do that. Why? Because you're pleasing the Lord, and he controls the spirits. So if you're walking with this wisdom, the Lord will put in the spirit of these people to do good towards you, man. You see? It says, let your speech be Colossians 4:6, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. And this wisdom allows you, through the wisdom and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, it allows you and gives you the spirit on how to answer every man. Even people that are not in the truth. Why? So when that time comes, we're found blameless, man. They can't say nothing. But he was giving us good wisdom, good advice, and he was just a regular dude around me, I didn't, That's how it should be, man. Because that means that you're walking in wisdom amongst those that are without the wisdom, redeeming the time, and you're letting your speech be with grace and seasoned with salt. And when that happens, the Lord's going to give you the spirit to understand and know how ye ought to answer every man. Okay? Now, let me get this. Just real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Even your enemies. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. And that's key, because when you fear the Lord, the wisdom is the beginning of fearing the Lord, man. Okay? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So when you fear the Lord and you do what he says around these people, and you walk with the wisdom, you walk with wisdom amongst them that are without, you walk and season your speech, your speeches with grace, they can't really say nothing about you. You see? This is why the Lord said these things, man. And it keeps us and it protects us from niggas, especially from Esau. All right, from the serpent. If you're wiser than the serpent around him, he ain't gonna have really much to say to you, man. But if you're not following these ways, and he's always at variance with you, these people are always at variance with you, all right, then that means you have to reconsider, and you have to go really see what you're doing wrong around these people, because that's what it says right here. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. That means that you're doing something right when your enemies want to be around you and talk to you and be at peace with you. That's a sign from the Lord that the Lord is pleased with your ways. You see? And our forefathers went through the same thing, man. That's why you have the book that, let me just get an account. This is Acts. This is Acts chapter 7, verse 9. It says, and the patriarchs, moved with envy, sold Joseph into Egypt, but the Most High was with him. So the other patriarchs, the other brothers, of the 12 tribes, the other sons of Jacob, they sold Joseph into Egypt. But the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, was with Joseph. And how do you know that? Because when Joseph got to Egypt, he became Pharaoh, and he became wise in the sight of Pharaoh, man. Pharaoh looked at him as one of the most wise people and understanding people ever, and put him in the office of being almost a Pharaoh, basically, because of his wisdom. And that shows you the ultimate peace, all right, that Joseph's enemy had towards him, man. Acts 7 and 9 says, and the patriarchs moved with envy, sold Joseph into Egypt, but the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, was with him and delivered him out of all his afflictions. And this is the point, and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he made him governor over Egypt and all his house. That is the ultimate form of peace, being at peace with your enemy. He made him a governor in his house. What did it say in Proverbs? It said, what did it say? It said, when a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies shall be at peace with him, man. That's the main focus, man. This is Genesis. I think it was 47 and 33. Or was it 41? Bear with me 1 second. Alright, this is the story when Joseph got to Egypt. The Pharaoh asked Joseph to discern a dream. And Joseph told him that the dream meant that there was going to be 7 years of drought and 7 years of plenteousness, man. Therefore, Joseph told the Pharaoh to store up food during the times of good so that they could have food during the bad times, man. And what did Pharaoh do? He did this and found that it was wise. Okay, the things and the ways that Joseph was speaking was wise in the sight of one of his enemies, a heathen nation, a Hamite, man. His enemies were at peace with him, and this proves to you that his speech was seasoned. He spoke with grace, and he prophesied. These are the things that our forefathers did, man, and this is the same thing that evidently works amongst these people, because the Lord is not a man that he should lie, and there's nothing new under the sun. So we use these things and these tools and his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave us, and it actually helps us be amongst these people. Although you're going to get vexed by these people, because these people are absolutely in a ultimate form of degeneracy. So when you walk with wisdom, they go be attracted to you, man, because stupidity is attracted to wisdom, man. Although a lot of people don't like to say it, man. You know, I had one time, for example, man, you know, it was a dude that, you know, that does the same thing I do for work, and same exact things. And he was saying how, he's like, man, I'm always tired and worn out when I'm doing this. I said, maybe you should drink water the day before you go out to go to work. And you know, one day he came back, he said, man, I actually did what you said, and man, I felt great. I didn't even get tired or nothing, you know, because you're walking in with, you're telling these people, you're giving them wisdom, man. These people don't have any wisdom. You see? And that's why Pharaoh raised Joseph up in his house as a governor, man. Basically, Joseph was second in command over the whole of Egypt, for his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and for him pleasing Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because the Most High said the Most High was with him, man. And the Most High will be with you if you use his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding amongst these people, man. You see? This is Daniel's, same thing with Daniel, man. This is Daniel chapter 1. Let me scroll down. And Daniel and the other captives Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, they were heavy into the scriptures. They didn't want to follow the ways of the heathen nation, the Babylonians and the Assyrians that they were amongst, man. They wanted to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And so what happened? When they were given and allowed to follow their own power, which is our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, what happened? Well, how were they seen to the king? Let's see. This is Daniel's 1:14. It says, so he consented to them in this matter and proved them 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse. As for these 4 children, Yahweh gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. So the Lord's going to give you these things. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Now at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. And the king communed with them, and among them all was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king. See? And in all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. And Daniel continued even unto the first year of King Cyrus. Now let's jump to chapter 2. Alright, because Nebuchadnezzar wanted a dream broken down, and Daniel broke it down for him, just like Joseph did to Pharaoh, man. Allowing his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to rule his spirit amongst these heathens. And the Lord will give you favor by putting in these heathen spirits to do good for you. You see, this is Daniel's. Let me see, I'm going to skip down. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go down to after he tells the dream of the statue. And Daniel breaks it down. You can read about that in Daniel's the 7th chapter. But ultimately, Daniel was worshipped by Nebuchadnezzar. But really, it was Yahweh Shem Yahushai orchestrating Daniel to do these things and prophesy and interpret dreams and bring sound wisdom and walk with wisdom amongst these heathens, man. And these heathens raised Daniel up, man. Daniel's 2:46. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel. A king worshipped Daniel, man. And commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods and a Lord of kings, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and a revealer of secrets. Seeing thou couldst reveal this secret, then the king made Daniel a great man and gave him many great gifts and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, 3 other Israelites with wisdom, over the affairs of the province of Babylon. They're going to raise you. They raised our forefathers up because of their wisdom, man, and being at peace and walking in the ways that we should amongst these heathens, man. It says over the affairs of the province of Babylon. Listen to this. It's kind of similar to Joseph. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king. So Daniel sat with the king while ruling, man. He sat in the same gate, the same level, man. All right, so he basically ruled and had a high position over Babylon, man. Okay, now the Lord has sent us forth in these last days to walk with that same wisdom, man. And we all know this scripture. Let's see, let me get it. Because we're in the last days now. This is Matthew 10. This is Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents. So the Lord is telling us that we have to be wise and we have to use his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Why? Because when we do, then he's going to help us, and then he's going to keep us safe, and then he's going to have the heathens and treat us well. Sometimes they're not And a lot of times they are. Why? Because you're being wise as a serpent and what? And harmless as doves. We're supposed to walk in wisdom amongst those that are without. We're supposed to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You do that, and then you'll see the Lord help you. You'll see the Lord be pleased with you, all right, with the things he does and makes people do to you good. They may give you food, they may give you free things, they may treat you well, they may give you secrets, all sorts of avenues open up because the Most High controls them. You see? So we ultimately have the cheat codes once we use this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, in the sight of these people that are unwise, in the sight of these wolves, because we're nothing but sheep, man. Okay? Lord willing, that was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom and a Abba Ball.